presenters, guests, distinguished audience, ladies and gentlemen. So at this time, we would like to begin with the launch of the annual report that was presented by Consent and the VHH. And this will be done by Professor F.B. Morga, Assistant Minister for Planning and Policy at the Ministry of Agriculture. So we invite you to the podium. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Mr. President, honorable presence, dignitaries, and special guests, it is an honor to present to you the state accomplishments for 2023 and that of Concern Worldwide 5 years strategic plan that runs from 2022 to 2026. I bring you greetings from the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, that Nuta. You are lost to be here, but due to some pressing engagement, you could not. Concern Worldwide and the leadership has been a key partner with the government of Liberia in terms of food security and other sectors within Liberia. Our current last year, the leadership has about 7 projects in 11 countries in Liberia, and most of these projects are integrated projects that covers agriculture, nutrition, empowerment, WASH, climate change, and environment. In terms of agriculture, the leadership has played a key role in Liberia for last year. We work with farmers-based organizations, cooperatives, to help improve food production in Liberia. For instance, they work along with Aminu, one of the oldest cooperatives in Liberia, that is found within Yonjiga County. It was going to provide support in terms of irrigation and also help to provide some equipment. Not just that, in terms of accomplishment, they also work with different NGOs in Mosarara County and in Majibi County. To train in agricultural practices to enhance vegetable production and also climate smart practices. Our big here today is to launch the global insecurity. And the issue of food security and nutrition is one of the core functions of the leadership. Over the years, or last year, was able to work with various women groups, with the women of good age, and also children under 5 years old, to ensure there is ample consumption of macronutrients. And also working now with Ministry of Health, the Division of Nutrition, to work with lactating mothers and pregnant women at rural health facilities in various counties to create awareness about nutrition and also adequate macronutrient consumption. Through the program for nutrition, it was supposed to support our 6,000 pregnant and lactating mothers last year. And because of the critical role they play in nutrition, the activity is still ongoing. Currently, they are currently partnering with the Mission of Agriculture for the ECOWAS Emergency Nutrition Program, where we see some grant from ECOWAS to implement the project in Todi. And HH is the main partner that is doing our project on behalf of the ministry. Besides that, we also try to enhance animal protein consumption. So they are also involved with the issue of livestock production, meaning pig farming within the southeastern part of the country. So they want to provide training for our farmers in terms of producing available cheaper feed for pigs, and also training how to manage these pigs for household consumption, and also to have their extra income. Because the idea is not just to raise the pig, it will also be able to sell and get income to be able to buy other food goods to enhance the level of nutrition, and also to help also to disease from within our forest to also get for our animals. And in our food system this year, our team really focus on issue of youth. And they were also able to provide some grant to youth in Liberia in terms of agro-video competition to help to promote youth entrepreneurship. But today's occasion is either the launch of 2 key documents. That is the United Country or an annual report that I'm just summarizing their accomplishment over the last 1 year, 2023, and also to launch Concern Worldwide strategic plan that covers the next 5 years. So for this plan for Concern Worldwide is really our issue of the goals of food security and nutrition also. That is the target. That's the overall objective. And this plan has our 5 goals with also key strategic objectives. And the 5 goals also really the cross-cutting issue of nutrition. That is breastfeeding, children under 5 years old, movement diversity. In conclusion, these 2 organizations have really provided our support in terms of improving nutrition in Liberia and also empowering women. I would like to take this time to thank the leadership and that of Mamba for giving this opportunity to launch the plan. And we look forward for a good public and private partnership in making Liberia a full, secure country. Thank you.
Thank you for the launch. So at this time, we would like to inform the panelists that we will go through a panel discussion for almost 25 minutes. And we would like to ask that you kindly be time questions. So would I invite Mohammed Afar from Concern Worldwide, who will be the moderator of this session.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Liberia, Your Excellency from the embassies country directors, colleagues, civil society representatives, all the protocols observed. I'd like to welcome you all to this important part of our discussion. I'd like to call on my panelists who are going to be discussing very important things here today. I will call on Robert S.M. Mamba, the Executive Director for Community of Hope Agriculture Project. Mamba is the CEO and Executive Director and also presiding bishop destined for greatness. He is also a national project coordinator for ECOWAS Liberia. He champions I Love You Liberia Rights. He is the biggest producer and processor in Monserrado. Lastly, he is the focal point person for farmers advisory services and has passion for local content. Next on my list is also a very powerful woman, Joyce Bajibo, Executive Director for SHARE. Joyce basically is a local NGO expert, over 70 years of experience. He's been fighting hunger, poverty, and injustice in Liberia. She supports, her organization supports over 35,000 people, men, women, children. She's also a promoter of orange fresh sweet potato, vitamin E that supports a lot of children that are suffering from anemia, egg production, chicken, etc. And she's a very charismatic leader. That is Joyce Bajibo. Some of my list is Katrina Matthew Hopkins, very young. She is the founder and CEO of Basa Development Initiative, a youth-led woman-founded organization in Liberia. Their passion is basically to see how you can lift Liberia out of poverty and empower women and youth through agribusiness. She is a strong believer of localization. Let's give her a very big hand. My last panelist, I'm still looking, should be Alari N. Mien Wipia. He's the acting director of extension, Department of Regional Research and Extension, Ministry of Agriculture. Alari also has a lot of passion and has long-term experience in the area of food production, food security, and extension services. And we have been working with them a lot. Let's give him a very big hand. Since I have a very short time, I want to pay justice to myself and my panelists. I will start with the first person I call, in no particular order. Is my advocate. Robert Bima, you have been working in the area of food security for over 10 years now. What opportunities exist for youth in shaping food systems in Liberia, and do you think youths have been empowered enough to shape the food system sector in the country?
All right, thank you so much, all protocols, everyone. Thank His Excellency for being here. We think this is welcoming. What you have done, I mean, the opportunity that exists for youth in Liberia. I'm from Chad, one of the biggest rice programs right in Subata and Tupogo. And you see rice. If you can't eat Liberian rice, then you can be our friend. We want you to eat Liberian rice at all meetings and support Liberian rice. So before you leave, check out the bag and eat Liberian rice. It's an opportunity for youth. So one of the opportunities that exists is employment. We also see that job creation is the place that we have for our youth in our country that can bring in more youth, because the youth are looking for jobs. And agriculture, the food security has a big opportunity of employing more of the young people, or even in the area of extension. To boost extension services, the young people will go further than the older people. So bringing the young people in will make a big change. Using ITC technology in this time and season collecting data. We just saw the recent census that has been collected on food security in our country, and the youth fully participated in that. We also see another opportunity for youth in our country in the food security sector is the whole value chain becoming entrepreneurs, CEO, and business owner for themselves. When you ask the question, to what level have we included them? Have we empowered them? I would say much have not been done to really bring the youth on board in agriculture. And one of the things is in the designs of agricultural development programs, youth are excluded in the design. You cannot take ownership of anything that you did not participate in the design. If we want to have youth taking ownership, we must include them in the different designs of different development and national programs to get them take ownership. Another area is internship. How many people here create internship for young people to be able to learn? Most of the people are learning in absentia. One of the things we do at our program is to create internship for young people to come and learn. But we are just one, we can do all, but that's a need. We have to create internship at all of the NGOs, embassies, government level, president's office. Let young people come and learn and start finding passion for the job. Thirdly, another thing that we need to make sure we emphasize is the issue of making sure that they be the driving force access to agricultural finance. And we think when we do that as a people, we can make the difference to make it. Today, at the Global Hunger Index, people are hungry. Liberia is ranked 117. That's a serious issue. If nothing worries us in this room, I'm worried. We are in this room, but thousands of Liberians don't have access to this. Rice, if you don't eat rice in Liberia, you haven't eaten. And that is why we want to make sure that we really get rice on the table. And homegrown is better than imported rice. And that is why all of you must join the campaign for I love Liberian rice. I know you hate Liberian rice. I want to thank Concern, because Concern is one of the only organizations that has integrated the consumption of Liberian rice at all of our agriculture-related activities. You can't tell us to grow food and don't buy the food we grow and don't eat the food we grow. It's a disservice, and that needs to change, and you need to join the campaign. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you very much. I would not want to go over what Robert said, but I think key things that came to mind and all of us have to take on board is youth in ICT is very critical, that I spoke about, youth entrepreneurship, design of agricultural programs by deliberately making sure that youth participate in those, and then also internship, and I'm quite sure the two organizations are doing a lot of internship. I will go to my youngest of the youngest, Katrina. The organization has been working with the farmers in sustainable economic environment in food systems. What specific initiative have you considered in ensuring sustainable youth employment in food systems, and what are the specific determinants that will shape youth expectation and aspiration as agents of change?
Thank you very much, Mohammed. At Bata Development Initiative, one of the things that we try to put together in Bata Development Initiative is youth aspiration. When it comes to agriculture, many youth don't see agriculture as a business, and many youth don't have the passion when it comes to agriculture. Many youth see agriculture as a poor people business. Many youth see agriculture, when you are into agriculture, they think you are illiterate. Many youth see that when you are into agriculture, only other people belongs to agriculture. So, and that's the myth that we have in our mind as a youth. So, Ambassador Development Initiative, we carry on awareness in the service, and letting youth know that farming is not only for the old. You can make business out of farming. You can get into agribusiness and get money for farming. Farming is not only for the poor. And we make them to know that farming is not only for the illiterate. And one of the things that we include in Bata Development Initiative is technology. Because we noticed that most youth, when it comes to gadgets, we love gadgets. We love gadgets, as you can see, everyone left the phone, yeah, I don't mind. We love gadgets. So when the youth sees that when it comes to agriculture, we have apps that can tell them, somebody that were youthful graduate with a computer science program, and he sees that you have apps that can tell a good weather condition when it comes to farming. He sees that you don't have to till the soil before you begin agriculture business. Agriculture began sexy for us the youth. Agriculture began more attractive for us the youth. And one of the key things in Bata Development Initiative we try to create is funding assets. we have this money as that is only tailored when it comes to you. Once you are above 35, you don't have the right to that. So many youth come from high school, they don't have business mindset, they don't have the capacity, in fact they are even lost, they don't know what to do. Because of that, we introduce agribusiness to them. And when we introduce agribusiness to them, and we find out that agribusiness is the only source of income that they have to do, they stay into agribusiness. And now in the Southeast, we have many youth that are developing garri, flowers, and so on. They are even sending the flower, cassava flower, they are even using it to bake bread. And so I want to use this opportunity to say that I want to use the platform, and I'm grateful that the president of like USA be way to bring our youth on this platform when it comes to agriculture is to introduce agriculture. We don't have agriculture in high school. Most high school are not teaching agriculture. They are not learning about agriculture in school. So to introduce our high school, to target the young people that agriculture will. Thank you.
I'm actually starting from the last point that she raised. I started doing agriculture from primary school, secondary school, and that was how I actually moved into university agriculture. All my life has been agriculture. So basically, I like an interesting point, and this was something that agriculture sexy, beautiful, attractive. Because once we don't make agriculture attractive, it always becomes an old man's job. The young people always keep riding motorbikes and all these areas where we walk in. This is how can we bring them back to the land, to till the land. That's the only way we can push the government's agenda. Thank you very much, Katrina, for that. I will go to my iron lady, positive iron lady, Joyce, quickly, Bajimo. Joyce, you work for Shell as a private sector person involved in challenges and constraints limiting the engagement of youth in food systems in Liberia. And what are the concrete solutions you think these constraints that youth are facing in shaping food systems in Liberia?
Okay, thank you very much. I think two of my panelists have already spoken. The panelists here have spoken about the negative perception of youth about agriculture. And that is the major issue that we have in the agriculture sector. Youth do not see agriculture as exciting. They do not see agriculture as attractive. So we have to be intentional about making agriculture attractive. By making it attractive, we don't even need to depend on the government to do that. Yes, the government has to take a role. The government has to give strategic direction so that they create a level playing field for us to play our own part and play our roles and functions properly. But we all have to see it, everybody in the value chain, we all have to see it as our responsibility. The producers, the processors, the distributors, the consumers, government herself, the civil society, the aggregators, and everyone. We all need to get to make agriculture. What does Shell do? Being deliberate and intentional about it, we move toward agriculture, making it intentional as a business. We went to BWR and signed an MOU with BWR 4 years ago. And on that agreement with BWR for 4 years, we've been bringing BWR students to Shell Farm, and they've been attending internship for 4 months every year. And for that program now, all of Shell staff on the farm, we only have 2 adults. Staff on the farm, we have 28 of them from BWR happy to be youth. And they are making money, and their parents are happy. They have become good example to the others now. To the extent we were honored by BW, our practical university has just waiting us to also send students to us. We cannot do everything, but we ask everyone to get into the process so that we will make agriculture productive and attractive to the youth.
Thank you very much.
I want to talk on the positive side of agriculture for the youth. The youth have a lot of energy. They are people who are motivated if you get them to be driven. And they also move with technology very fast. But we all have to come in, like I said, to play our role in this process. I'm sorry, I'm having a valley. Okay, so, yeah, let me take a like in the World Bank 2020 report, they said that youth labor 70% of our population, the population of Liberia. So it says that demonstrates that what we are talking about is the greater portion of our population is in the category that we are discussing. So this greater portion that makes us 70%, if we do not take care now and involve the youth in all of these processes that we are talking about, prioritize the youth on all of our agenda platform, the different actors, we will feel next year with our report still showing higher. We will not bring down our report. If we fail to do this, 30% of our population will be carrying the weight of 70% of the population. And we have to be deliberate. We have to attract the youth intentionally, incentivizing agricultural activities, bringing more education for them, and then going toward them, creating policies, government policies that are youth-friendly. If we have policies that intentionally involve youth, they listen to youth that are not quote-unquote white elephants requiring meeting or ceremonies, but intentional policies that will involve youth in, and the youth see themselves as part of it, and they create income out of it, they see a future in it, then we are heading to the right direction. And that involves all of us taking our role in the process. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that succinct point. Joyce also hammered home technology. That means nothing, we can't move away from technology anymore. We have to be very deliberate in technology. She also said all actors. It means not only government, not only the NGOs, but all value chain processing, people who are buying, people who do different things with the products that we produce. All of us have the donors, and then we have our bigger people in the house. We all have to see how we can support the government's agenda to make sure we have food security, not food insecurity. I will come to our own father in the house, the person who is in charge of production, from the Ministry of Agriculture. It's not deliberate, but just that they asked to conclude our conversation. So I now come to Alaric. Alaric, the Ministry of Agriculture's mission is to create an enabling environment for more dynamic and vibrant agricultural sector to ensure sustainable food security and employment opportunities for all Liberians. Particularly focusing on youth, is there a policy framework that exists to create an enabling environment for youth in food system? And what would a global agenda of change in food systems look like?
Good morning, Your Excellency, and all political observers. As an institution of government, we have the mandate to create the enabling environment for the production of food and make provision for nutrition to all residing in the borders of Liberia. When it comes to the empowerment of the next generation of this country,
youth in particular. As a government, we have a program where we, as a ministry, train the younger generation. We have a program where, in the selection of the next subject matter specialists, are selected and sent abroad and trained. When you come back, you provide that special service in the area chosen before you go forward your studies. And some of the areas which, as a government, trained the younger generation in the area of food security, we have agronomists, soil specialists, animal production specialists, animal nutrition specialists, and you name them. Currently, as a government, we integrate youth into our projects at the Ministry of Agriculture, such that when the older folks fade away, we will have the younger generation who will retain the knowledge to continue with the development and production of food in Nigeria. Or, as my colleague from the CHAP is a testimony of the integration of youth into agriculture, thus creating opportunity for the next generation. CHAP today can display Liberian rights as a result of the involvement of youth into the agriculture system or food system. We, as a ministry, worked with CHAP over time to get CHAP to where CHAP is today. Thanks for His Excellency is in the House. His Excellency, that as a government, when you signed onto protocols, international conventions, as a government, we ought to live by some of the conventions we signed onto, and such has to do with the commitment of government of the budget into the agriculture so that of the citizens in the country. So there are integrate youth into the agricultural program for the. It's stated that any nation that cannot feed itself continue to be a surrogate, continue to do aspect what one would do, not what you would want to do as a nation. So, Your Excellency, this is a special appeal to that we have as a ministry. Does not, in fact, is unable to even do most of the people so that the youth can be able to empower to continue the activities of government. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So now I see they are communicating. Sorry. So Alaric ended up with an appeal for living up to the 10%. So he also wants that to be localized in the Republic of Liberia, wherein they will have a budget increase to 10% so that they will actually be able to do most of their work. He also said there are various specialists in the ministry that are and also planning for succession for young people, wherein they are very deliberate to make sure young people are in the ministry. So I would like to say thanks to my panelists, and I'll have to conclude by these few pointers before I call on to my MC. Your Excellency the President, Joseph Boakai Sr., the Deputy Minister of Agriculture, all ambassadors present here, country directors. I think before Hiba comes and do his presentation, you will. Technology is one thing that we need to remember in agriculture. We don't have to go back to the quarters and the whole thing. We want to expand increase production and productivity. Market linkage is something critical, and that is, I think, under the arrest agenda is something they're looking at. Policy that are youth friendly, my name is highlighted. The ministry is looking for. I want to say thanks to my panelists and thanks to everyone. We continue to push our cultural agenda.
Yes. Mohammed? Mohammed? Mohammed?
So we can take questions. So that we know how some of the things you want to follow up on. Okay. So we'll take 2 questions. Is anyone in the room? 2 questions on any one of the discussions that you heard from the panelists. Follow up.
Sure, thank you. My name is Albert Mwanga, and I work for Innovations for Poverty Action and Technical Partner. And this runs school-based agriculture program. She spoke well about introducing agriculture in school, and in my primary education days, I was one of those who was part of the school agriculture program. And interestingly, I had my first plant that I watched literally every night. We were not friendly because she was too hard for me. It was a pepper. So I had to let go. And my question is, that also goes to the Ministry of Agriculture. Program in schools in Liberia, as we can see from all the it's important that from that route we see the advancement and improvement of agricultural knowledge. And of course, I would like to say also in our aspect as a commercial project, we are concluding mainline on school-based agriculture program we call 4H. It's part of the 4H individual project, and it's promising because from our mainline we see that the use of agricultural information can enhance student knowledge in agriculture. So we are concluding our headline result, and it's going to be disseminated and launched soon. Thank you.
All right, before we take the next question, I think the National Agriculture standpoint is clearly based on policy, so we would like to leave some of the questions for Ministry of Education. So we'll just ask the EDI Executive Director to answer the question about, because of time, we can follow up. I know you answer the question, but we want to take one more. You answer the question I'll ask you first, just talking about the issue of being reintroduced. Yes. If none, okay.
Good morning, I'm Thomas Faya. I work for UNICEF. I saw our panelists presented to us rice and encouraged us to eat the rice. That is very beautiful. But have you tested your rice and know the content of nutrients? Eating, we are not just eating rice, but eating something that will help us to grow and give us sufficient nutrients. Thank you.
All right, so the 2 questions quickly, and then we can go. Yes, please go. We'll begin with.
Thank you for that question. I'm not in the Ministry of Agriculture. I'm also here pleading. It's for the school guide. Schools and help teach the children when it comes to agriculture, use the space within the school to plant some crops there and they will see it. So I'm not the Ministry of Agriculture. I myself just pleading that agriculture is being introduced back within our school system. Thank you.
Thanks for the question. With regard to initiating what we started before. The MOA piloted it with the 4H Liberia, and that program was piloted in Lofa, Nema. It was with the junior high school students that piloted that, and that program was showcased at the ministerial complex, where we are now trying to integrate or introduce the issue of agriculture to the younger folks, such that when they grow up, it becomes part of their livelihood and their thinking that will also enable them to do what we call future planning, where some of them will have interest in selecting agriculture as the livelihood for tomorrow, and others might decide to choose the area of health as their focus of direction. We have started back piloting it. Right now, we are negotiating with 4 source out some fundings for the continuity of that program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, Robert, quickly, maybe 1
On
minute.
the nutrition component, we have done the nutrition analysis with the Center of National Rice Specialization in Bamako, Mali, and we know there's a that we know that need to be fully capacitated to help to provide all of this information to the public. So there is no rice that can compete with Liberian rice, and that will brought back for the president, we brought back for the diplomats. And Mr. President, this rice is grown right in Subat Jibubu. We got up to like the potential there is up to 4 tons per hectare. You can get to 1,000 beds. So we commissioned a new facility. One big much rather one of the center to put the rice right in the wasteland. Please help us to protect the wastelands against people building in the wastelands, and let's grow more food right in Subat and Jibubu. So please try it. It's nutritional in either report. Thanks for the question.
Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you very much, Robert. I think we don't have much time, but these people are always available. They are in Liberia, they are Liberians. You can reach out to them at any time. Thank you very much.
After the program, and also don't forget to go at back and listen as the local product. So at this time, we have a young entrepreneur who starts enterprise, and he's here to show he's doing that in Buchanan. So we'd like who's present to share with us for 5 minutes his testimony on how he's transforming food system in Buchanan.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sad M. Toto from Mamba country. I was inspired by the adult program to their addiction event support. First today, opportunity to this body and to motivate fellow youth into the agri sector. Today we are gathered to celebrate a remarkable journey of global food transformation of empowerment. The story of men is one of the inspiring of young Liberians in Nigeria that affirm the boundless of potential within each youth within the country. I was a dedicated classroom teacher and implementing partners for education to the field of agri-entrepreneurship through and thinking was able to establish a plenty production that produced plenty chips in different flavors. With that support, I was also able to partner with colleagues that I met in the United States through the Mandela Washington Fellowship Program. We were able to establish a big hub that is setting for feed cereal and cassava. Our venture has setting around the youth in Grand Bassa County and are there to empower youth through our contract farming initiative. We contract with local pig farmers to supply formulated feed and also help women and young men in the production of these chips sales. We also want to use this opportunity to give thanks to the European Union and the implementing partners and the government of Liberia for creating the space that help us to showcase ourselves and also to help all young potential Liberians within the country that have the innovation that can keep our journey have been motivating youth in the country to showcase and also venture when it comes to livestock and innovative agribusiness, packaging, and branding aspect as well. And it's my pleasure to be part of the and this one have also showcasing a come to was able to pitch to the USAID African Trade and Investment Program to upscale our venture that will help empower the local surrounding when it comes to feed formulation and PB production. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure, and I will use inform the partner program. There are a lot of youth that have the potential. They need this kind of opportunity to scale up their ideas and reach up to their objective. I thank you.
Thank you very much. So before we go to this session, we'd like to inform people that right after the session will be the keynote address of the SLSA. So by that this is over, you can take over from here. So at this time, we'd like to see the GHI presentation as the overview of 2023 GHI and key messages for Nigeria. This will be done by the country director of the WHI. Thank you very much.
Good morning again, Your Excellencies, His Excellency, the German Ambassador to the Republic of Liberia, ladies and gentlemen. The Global Hunger Index report is a peer-reviewed research and consultation 2015. We have been doing this report for the past 18 years. The report aims to raise awareness on the global hunger situation and call attention to areas of the world where hunger levels are highest, and additional efforts are needed to improve access to food and also to provide incentives to act to improve international ranking. We therefore present and discuss this report with diverse stakeholders in the countries in which we work, that is WHH and concern. Emphasis on the role of youth in shaping sustainable food systems. And multidimensional nature of hunger, our index combined 4 indicators. The percentage of under 5 with low height or age, reflecting chronic undernutrition. Also, the share of the general population that is undernourished, that is insufficient. Third, child wasting rate, that is the percentage of children under 5 with low weight for height, reflecting acute undernutrition. Finally, under 5 child mortality, the most tragic consequence of hunger and malnutrition, that is the percentage of children who die before the age of 5. The points that reflect the severity of hunger from low to extremely alarming, where 0 is the best score, that is low, no hunger, and 100 the worst. An increase in a country's GHI score indicates that the hunger situation is worsening. We only use officially published data, which is already in the public domain. We're very happy that last year, the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Health worked with both Concern and WHO and other agencies to do a local survey of the nutritional status. And we were delighted in the sense that outcome was not significantly different from what we had already published. But more importantly also, these two ministries worked with us and others to put in motion measures to address the Sun Secretariat. That is why some to publicly thank these ministries situation in the country. What we want to do now is how we accelerate this work that we have started on child undernourished nutrition, as children are especially vulnerable to the effects of undernutrition and increase their chances of suffering from disease or reduce cognitive and physical development. Almost half of children who die before the age of 5 die because of malnutrition. For the calculation data from 2019 to 2021, child stunting and child wasting data are from 2017. Most recent data from that range used in each country, and child mortality is from 20. Niger has 35, very alarming. But then Liberia also did not perform very well. Niger is the only country that is performing worse than Liberia. In 2023 hunger index again, Liberia is ranked 125 countries. Liberia's score of 32.2 indicates a serious level of hunger. It is important to note that Liberia has significantly decreased hunger levels since the year 2000. Slow since 2015, and we want to work together, and that is part of why we're publishing this report, to see how we can accelerate the pace of reducing malnutrition and hunger in Liberia. Nutrition has been on the rise in Liberia in recent years. With a very high level, Liberia has the 7th highest rate of undernourishment out of all the countries calculated in 2023. Also, stunting has decreased only slightly since 2015, and youth, the period of adolescence, is key at the development stage in the development stage, they need the right diet and nutrition to be able to develop. Food insecurity and hunger are formidable barriers faced by youth. In addition to food access and availability, social factors can affect food choices young people make. One important consideration related to nutritional needs of young people is the potential for motherhood and the implications themselves and their children. Youth are emerging into adulthood of inherently unequal and unsustainable food systems that fail to deliver food and nutrition security, and they are highly vulnerable to climate change and environmental degradation. As we continue to work with them, or act on measures already in place to address the food insecurity in the country. The global index shows that while in reducing hunger, little progress has been made on the global scale since 2015 in hunger, in addressing hunger and malnutrition. These data are real, but sometimes they are contested, which is bad. But the important thing we're doing here is there is a situation of hunger, of malnutrition, of child stunting, of child wasting, and child mortality in Nigeria. We were working with the Sun Secretariat, with all stakeholders to address it. And that is the most important thing we want to do today. I thank you very much.
A Contact Director of Concerned Worldwide Liberia. Hunger Charles, the present, Excellencies, representatives, and partners from various institutions fighting esteemed guests, the press, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, I present to you His Excellency, the President of the make the keynote address the 2023 Global Hunger Index.
Thank you. Good morning. These are the seats. The Minister of Agriculture is not here. And Sarah, the Country Director, Concerned Worldwide, Liberia. Robert Charles, Country Director, Shah, government institutions, and partners, news media. Ladies and gentlemen, I came this morning with prepared speech. This forum that I find it very interesting that instead of a prepared speech, I want to tell you a little bit about
the agricultural situation in this country. Because almost all my life I worked in agriculture. The time I left school, I went to Lofa to work with LPMC producing cocoa, coffee, oil palm, processing, rice, and coffee for export. As a matter of I've worked in the entire sector, school to the farm, becoming the first Liberian managing director for export produce, and then becoming minister of agriculture. So I work with all these institutions. And I want to believe that one of my awards, if agriculture doesn't work in this country, I don't think it will work. And we're going to make sure it works. I see no reason the country is so well endowed, water, land, everything that is needed to produce food, we cannot produce it. We're going to produce food. The statistics I see over there are not just alarming, but they don't represent Liberia. Culture. Only 30% of our rice is imported. Today, instead of 30%, we import about 70%. This is unacceptable and it's not going to work. A lot of people talk about agriculture. When you go to my farm, I was just there one weekend. I have on the signboard, the best fertilizer is your presence. If you're not there, it will give you all the statistics. It will not be true. The best fertilizer is your presence. Successful. You want to be a farmer? Be a farmer. And the next thing is when I was Minister of Agriculture, we never imported poultry. We had a Sangay farm producing, we had a Bright farm producing, and individual farm was producing in this country. And it's not even good to depend on bringing imported chicken from Africa. So Liberians, we have to be serious about agriculture. I tell people for a year, if you can wash it, but you have to eat every day. And I heard someone saying that Liberian, a couple of years, I was in Germany with the Minister of Culture then, and in one of the forums, they asked us, what's your staple? And I heard the Australian minister say, in Australia, we don't eat rice, we have not eaten. And they asked me, I said, no, we are not big rice eaters. In Liberia, we only eat rice 7 days a week. 3 times a day. So that was enough to tell you our dependence on rice. And before that time, all the variety of rice I see in this country, we didn't have it. It was either US power because I included that under the PF40 program. And today we see the countries that are so highly populated are the ones feeding us. It's a shame. Why should you bring rice from India? from Vietnam. In the water. So for those of you who are working in the Ministry of Agriculture, you're in a serious trouble because they want to be in your case. I heard you talking about extension. Extension is, they put there a structure we call a Ministry of Agriculture. There are no veterinarians there. There are no agronomists there. There are no soil scientists there. How do you intend the farmers? Who do they have access to? The building? We have to change. We have to change that. We have to feed ourselves. And that we'll do. The current that we had, we made autonomous. We could attract investors, but we got the wrong people in the wrong place. Everywhere is political. It was not supposed to be. It's the research center. I have said that in this administration, we want to elevate Boakai, Washington to a technical that will even help our appropriate technology industry. Agriculture by using cutlasses, time has passed. We have to make it in a way that will be appealing to them, be attractive. For you, I'm working with women in agriculture. We have so many places to go for there. But we used to do it. Do it there. And so agriculture is not something to use as just a place to go and maybe making it work. It work. I have said that all of our community colleges, they must do agriculture. You can't have. You see the president, former president of Nigeria, he put a poultry program here, but it's keeping it from being rational, effectively. There's no feed. Can we produce corn? Can we have women cooperatives working? Can we have youth forming cooperatives to produce? That's a small one that doesn't represent us. So community colleges, we have to make them agricultural. And you're talking about the Ministry of Agriculture, the function of the ministry. We have projects in this country. We have ECA, BP, LC, BP, NCR, we were producing. We were exporting. Agriculture is another area that would employ most of the young people in this country. In agro-industry, and I can show you in that Banga, all county, we call it food processing. Culture, you can't do everything. You can't grow and then market to the other. If the tomato farmer can produce tomato and give it to somebody to do the processing, they go back to production. Yeah, we do. That's why our food that are out in the market, because they produce cassava, you still have to sell it. If that cassava is not sold, you can't go back and produce a new. This is not a, you're gonna produce. You're gonna produce, other people are gonna market. You in the great United States, you go to the supermarket there. Food from farmer, food from different corporate, not the farmers. The rice farmer in America doesn't go to sell rice. They produce, they harvest continental grain, pick it up and sell it. Our problem here is that that's the way we have learned to do it. And that's why you talk about adding value. The farmer is not capable of adding value. They transfer their responsibilities. And so we're here talking about agriculture, food. Liberia has the opportunity to produce. And we're going to produce. I can assure you. I want to thank our partners who are willing to work with us. As we talk about youth empowerment agriculture, the African Development Bank has just made available, we will get a loan of $16 million to empower young people. We want to establish poultry industry in this country. I'm putting on 5 fish ponds, and we're going to have agriculture going around to empower people to grow fish, to be able to have nutrition. We cannot continue to be blessed with such a thing as they depend on the good of food. This is something everybody wants to be a farmer's son. You have to be a farmer yourself. Way back, we had a slogan, I'm proud to be a farmer's wife. You have to be a farmer yourself. Agriculture is the way forward. We are not going to produce new airplanes, new cars, but we have the opportunity. So today, I want to be thankful to our partners from Stand Worldwide for the dedication to producing and polishing the Mamba report, the index. You are in a country that rests the agenda. You know, the first letter there is for agriculture, because we believe we can produce. We used to export, and we can do it again. I also want to do that with food production. We just went to Cote d'Ivoire last time. We visited their labs. We visited the farms. Liberians have now learned to diversify. At least they are learning. You don't depend just on the rice. You can eat yam, you can grow it. You're growing on the farm. It's not a talk. We're growing oranges, avocado, salsa, and things that you eat. So this team is compelling because it is necessary for our country. And the involvement of the young people in agriculture, we have to create those opportunities for them. They are not going to go back to holding cutlasses and brushing. They have machines now. I have on my phone machine that can harvest rice and hide rice. I've seen that. I have machine. We have power tillers. Have all of those things that are used. So let me say to the young people, until that we live on our people live on $2 a day, we deserve more than that. I'm told that 65% of our household income goes on food. We grew up in Foya, almost every corridor in Foya had rice. They produce rice. The oil them years ago, they're still in production. But I believe to do here, especially in the Ministry of Agriculture, we have a responsibility to put food on the table for working with farmers. We have to involve the youth. We have to invest in them. We have to be sustainable in agriculture. That's the way that we have to go. I'm telling you that even with the Ministry of Agriculture, we have a lot of projects in the pipeline. We're going to implement. Agriculture is not going to be a fund, not going to be people sitting behind offices. We got it before and we can do it. And so we want to say to our partners that the power of shaping the youth, the food system is going to work. We're going to make it work. In agriculture, it's not going to be politics, it's going to be production. We're going to make sure we're going to create cooperatives, because there's 3 cooperatives. At LPNC, we used to have marketing cooperatives, but we work together. Adding value is what we're going to do. Some individual efforts have been made. We need to work with them. We need to empower them. We need to produce food to feed ourselves and feed those countries that don't have the possibilities that we have. So instead of first this year, I just want to encourage all of us. We should have the serious, because all this learning about malnutrition for children, we don't have to have that. We can change the story around, and I can assure you, before the end of our 6 years, the story is going to change. That injection, our young people are going to learn from that project. It's not going to be a ceremonial thing. It's going to be something that we make. Thank you. So, if you can't feed yourself, that's not truly independent. And we always say we do not subsidize agriculture. We buy rice from China, we subsidize in Chinese agriculture. We buy rice from India, we subsidize the agriculture. What we want to do is to subsidize our agriculture, produce, feed our children, feed our population, and make our country
So at this time, we would like to bring this important program to a close, and we will invite Joseph Odette, who is the program director of Concern Worldwide, who will give appreciation and closing remarks. And after which the protocol will end of the Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, the donors, the country directors, the Sun Worldwide, as well as LHS. President, implementing plan in agriculture production in Nigeria. The youth, as one of our colleagues talked about, the young women in Liberia. We also tend to forget about the marginalized groups, the disabled, the voiceless children in Liberia. Ladies and gentlemen, President of the Republic of Liberia, I'd like to take this opportunity to appreciate you for gracing this occasion. The key ministers want to thank you for gracing this occasion, and the team that has mobilized and tried to save this platform. This year's theme, the power of the youth in shaping food systems. As the president has highlighted, agriculture is serious in this country. So before we congratulate ourselves for the next 6 years, we have to make it work. About changing agriculture in this country today, and we hope we take this the youth, the conversation we have started, we have to make sure we have the youth investment. The disabled and other marginalized groups that we tend to forget. As the Alliance, the country director already talked about it, we, Concern Worldwide and WHH have come together to try and drive this agenda. We hope this discussion continues and begins a new journey for the youth in Liberia. Let us be remembered by our works, our commitment to the youth, to the women, to the children in Liberia. And once we realize the change, we can export this change to West Africa, to Africa, and to the world. Let us lead this change. The youth have the power to change and shape our food systems. In Grand Bassa County, we are going to host a farm exhibition where farmers will be showcasing. And join us as you support and see what farmers can do. A lot of people have wondered it's the dry season, but farmers are not producing. But in Grand Bassa next week, 25th April, come and see what the farmers can do, even during the dry season. So it can happen in Liberia. So let us take back agriculture in schools, in hospitals, where we work, and as the president highlighted, in cooperatives. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Concern Worldwide, WHH, for having this platform where we discuss and where we try to make change in our. Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, the Minister, and we thank every this opportunity to thank you and congratulate you whatever we've done. With this, thank you all. Wish you the best and welcome you on 25th to see what our farmers are doing
in Grand Bassam County. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. President, table participant in all events. At this moment, the program has come to an end. We'll come up
program has come to
assemble,
an
and then
end
the
with the
president will join, follow
making
up,
a
after which
simple
time
release
we'll be calling
or sitting here.
other groups to
He
join.
did not do his brief and his prepared text.
His
So
Excellency
we
will
say
join us
thank you
after
for
we
joining
assemble.
us. We say thank you for joining us. This is the executive
Ambassador,
platform.
please.
And welcome
Yes.
again. Thank you.